Children's Affairs for bringing us together here. Madam Chairperson, Dr. Aisha Fofana Ibrahim, our host minister, Dr. Aissatou Mahoy, government ministers here present, of course the Minister of Social Welfare, our honorable members of Parliament, members of the UN family here present. I have to say without UNFPA and UNAIDS. They work with me, so I should be celebrating. And UN Women. Members of the diplomatic and consular corps, the mainstream media, and the social media Kumosaren, distinguished guests, good afternoon. I came much fired up with the remaining steam that is still available in my tank after the successful commemoration of the first anniversary of the UN World Day, November 18 in Sierra Leone. As you can realize, I started the 16 days of activism earlier this year before it is being launched formally here today. Before I proceed, please permit me to register my special thanks and appreciation to the Ministry of Gender and Children's Affairs and our partners for selecting me to deliver the keynote address and to officially launch the 16 days of activism campaign in our beloved nation. I acknowledge all the precious speakers, and I believe all of them constitute my keynote address, so I really don't have to say anything. I am fascinated by the theme selected for this year's 60 Days of Activism: Unite, Invest to Prevent Violence Against Women and Girls. Let we join hands for TAB, for Lord we stop violence for women and we girl picking. But Lord, we also don't forget that we boy picking and safe, they suffer in silence. I cannot agree with you more. Only when we think, it is only when we think, we act and we express together our thoughts, feelings, pains and sufferings that the whole world will be forced to listen and treat our issues seriously. Proposing to invest in the prevention of violence against women and girls cannot be overemphasized. Investment in all forms, be it in time, efforts, finance, materials, and other resources are very necessary and very important in this our journey. Let me underscore some of the progress we have made as a nation in the fight of the prevention of violence against women and girls. When the new direction government assumed leadership in 2018 under the leadership of His Excellency retired Brigadier Julius Malabio, my dearest husband, our national campaign for women and girls, in keeping to his promises, brought in some very radical and sweeping reforms that built on the previous efforts by our predecessors. Please permit me to catalog just a few. We initiated one of the most aggressive and holistic campaigns, the Hands Off Our Girls campaign against sexual and gender-based violence in Sierra Leone, child marriage, children trafficked, menstruation, keeping girls out of school, HIV and AIDS were on the rise and victims did not access justice easily. A state of emergency on rape was declared by His Excellency. We reviewed the Sexual Offences Act of 2012 and 2019. We created specialized structures, one-stop centers and the Sexual Offences Model Court for easy access to justice, reviewed penalties for perpetrators. The government architecture in terms of structure, we separated the Ministry of Gender from Social Welfare and it is now a stand-alone ministry for gender and children's affairs so that we can be more responsive to women and girls' issues. We also targeted the policies and laws that are as impediments to the empowerment of women and girls in Sierra Leone. Our deliberate investment, which was prioritized in our National Development Plan, as human capital development with free quality education as the flagship of His Excellency retired Brigadier Julius Mario. Even though we have done the above-mentioned intervention, are there results to show? Yes, we can be sure of our credible and empirical data available from established and reliable sources to substantiate the key outcome. In Sierra Leone today, infant and maternal mortality rate reduced by 60% as observed by the World Health Organization. We improved access to justice for victims and survivors. Sexual Offences Model Court, which is specialized division of the High Court of Sierra Leone. The Sexual Offences Act of 2012 reviewed in 2019. Governance architecture, there is now a standalone ministry for gender and children's affairs, a free quality education for all. Girls are at the top of public exams, gender parity maintained in schools, and as for enrollment number, it is very satisfying now that our girls are in all our schools in Sierra Leone. The free sanitary pad for all school-going girls, free tuition from primary to university for girls opting to study science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, STEM. Women in elected and appointed leadership. Thanks for the passing of the landmark law of gender equality and women empowerment in 2022, which has made us see for the first time at least 30% of female ministers and parliamentarians in our government. Internationally, at the United Nations, we have got 2 resolutions. The one is access to justice for rape victims, and we have just commemorated the first anniversary of the UN World Day, November 18, for the prevention of and healing of victims of child sexual exploitation and violence on Sierra Leone soil. During this period, we have distinguished personalities from around the world, including 2 First Ladies from Angola and Nigeria, global campaigners and activists from all over the world. Sierra Leoneans around the country came together to commemorate our World Day, and I want to say thank you to every one of you. We as a nation, especially the women, should be proud. Proud as we might be for this significant milestone and achievement, we should not rest, neither become complacent as long as there exists the big macho tough guys syndrome with harmful male dominance behavior expressed in domestic violence against mothers and their girl children in our society. Communities considered women and girls as weak and inferior. Women and girls are deprived of access and opportunities, of resources and productions. The existence of discriminatory policies and laws are still in place that we need to change. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, let me assure you that we are not going to and we shall not quit. We shall surely overcome because the fight we have resolved to pursue is just, is fair, and a right that is inevitable. We will win. This is not a losing battle for us women. As I conclude my speech, I would like to leave you with the following key messages for this year's 16 days of activism. Madam Minister, let us consider adopting new strategies that can build on the progress and successes we have recorded over the years. Like Oliver Twist, when you give us, we shall ask for more. amplify the male involvement in not only our activism, but all interventions we do in the name of women and girls empowerment, as well as gender equality. I felt so good when I read in your concept note for this year's program that one of your objectives is the launch of the Real Men Champion. And I think that's a noble cause. The need to coordinate our efforts and stop operating in silos cannot be overemphasized. Only when we act together, support each other, then we can succeed. So let us build and strengthen our relationship, especially the network and partnership we have both at local and international level. And Madam Minister, let me stand in front of you this afternoon and say, I am so proud to have you as the Minister of Gender Empowerment. And I am so happy that today we are doing this together, the Office of the First Lady and the Ministry of Gender. I have been First Lady for 5 years. Believe you me, this is the first time I was called to acknowledge 16 years of activism. So I want to say thank you. Thank you for considering to work with me, and thank you for not being intimidated. Believe you me, all I do is work. And if you work with me, we will change the narrative in this country. Let me stress that we must and should communicate and report adequately at various levels and audiences with empirical data and information which will facilitate monitoring, evaluation and learning. And before I finish also, Madam Minister, because I want to put you on your toe, this is the first time we are actually celebrating or commemorating the 16 days of activism and the Minister is in country. They would have traveled to another country. And we in Sierra Leone need the attention of the Minister because you work for Sierra Leone, you don't work for the United Nations. Let me stress that we must and should communicate and report adequately at various levels and audiences with empirical data and information which will facilitate monitoring, evaluation and learning. Finally, let us continue to amplify the successes and progress we have recorded. Now we for sell, we market. If we not sell, we market, nobody not for buy, we market. So now we sell up. If our market is good, we say it is good. If it is not good, we fix it and make it good and sell it again. As I take my seat, I urge all of you to unite and to do solid investment to prevent violence against women and girls, not only in Sierra Leone, but the world at large. I now have the singular honor to officially launch these 16 days of activism for 2022 under the theme Unite, Invest to Prevent Violence Against Women and Girls. And before I go, let me thank UNFPA, CARE, UN Women, UNAIDS, Rainbow Initiative, Irish Aid, the EU. And as we all say, enough is enough. We say no more. We are telling the men no more. And we are saying hands off our doors. We are saying hands off our doors. And we should celebrate real men. We should celebrate real men. When a man is real, it's easy to see, it's easy to feel, it's easy to know. So let us celebrate real men and include them in our journey. And I want to say thank you to every one of you for coming here this morning as we have come through the morning to afternoon. Thank you for your time. Thank you to all the children, the kids that are here. Thank you to the university people that are here. Thank you to all our stakeholders. Thank you, because without you, whatever we do will not be known anywhere. And to the media, you guys are my bodies and you guys are my fighting mates. But I want you to know we appreciate you because you take our messages where they're supposed to go. Please continue to do your work professionally and let us try to change the narrative in our beloved nation. May God bless you all.